Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski. You can call me Grizzer. And on our little show, we get you caught up on some of the latest news involving our favorite team in the NFL, our favorite team in the AFC North. That is, of course, the Cleveland Browns. And then we also give you a take or an opinion or a thought or a pontification along the way. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, and you can tell by the fit, you know what I'm going to say next. The Orange Quarter Zip has gotten the day off because we have crossed 9,000 subscribers. We did it yesterday. I had to record that show early because I went to the Guardians game, and so I got to go watch the Guards take out the Tigers before the Brownies take out the Lions on Sunday. So what the Guardians are doing right now is extraordinary. Never been seen before in Major League Baseball. If you're not aware of what I'm talking about, please do some. The Cleveland Guardians are just so fun to watch. And so it's going to be nice. We'll take out the Tigers during the week and then beat up on the Lions on Sunday. It's going to be fun. But thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. 9,000. It means a lot. 10,000, I keep saying I might go shirtless. I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with something really special for 10,000. 12,000 Shedeur jersey. That I've already decided. And 11,000 still in there in the middle. We'll figure it out. But thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed and everybody who is a member of the Dog Pound, the Browns' latest Dog Pound, and everybody who gets your comments down there in the viewer comments section. I went with the Cleveland football t-shirt. I like this t-shirt. I like the orange stuff. Sorry. I just like it. I'll tell you what, though. A lot of people seem to like the brown helmets the other day. So even my wife likes the helmets. So, I'm old school. Give me the orange helmet with the brown jersey, orange pants. I'm happy. That's all I need. And wins. That's it. That's all I want. I'm pretty simple. I'm a cheap date. Dress like that and win. We're good. Hey, coming up on today's show, I admit I said trade him, but Myles Garrett has me eating my words. Hey, if you're looking for a glimmer of hope for our offensive line, maybe we'll find it in the Pro Football Focus rankings. I got to tell you, we're actually kind of good at one thing. NFL legend doubling down on his criticism for the way the Browns are handling Shedeur Sanders. And in interviewer comments, Tennessee's head coach just did what Kevin Stefanski must do immediately. We will find out what that is. But first things first, let's touch on some headlines heading into Detroit. Flory is back. Stefanski says we'll be ready for first downs. Mike Hall is still progressing. And Detroit is a well-rounded team. This is the difference with this team is they have two stud running backs. We only have one. And so, Coach Stefanski talked about it yesterday. They're every facet of their game, and they're so confident in everything that they do. This team goes for it on fourth down pretty much anywhere on the field. It's insane how much they go for it on fourth down. So that's something else that they'll have to. He said they're already talking about it. So that's something else you have to put on your plate with this team. This team is going to come at you. I think I'm telling. Plus, they're at home. I think we have the things that the advantages we have the most is what we talked about yesterday. The short week, the travel they had to do, everything, like all that stuff. We have to hope that impacts them in some way. Hopefully, maybe they take us slightly. Probably won't after what happened with Green Bay. But this is going to be a tall task. He said Jared Goff was a number one quarterback. Stefanski did. Number one quarterback overall. Selected in the draft for a reason because he can make every throw. He can do everything. So there you go. We got that going for it. Now, other thing we got going for us is Myles Garrett because he's going off on these offenses that we're playing. And I said it when he said he wanted to go. I said go. I said I would have traded him like that day. I would have found somebody, a guy who doesn't want to play. But he's making me eat my words. I admit it when I'm wrong. I tell you, I don't back down from what the stuff I say. But he is just. I got nervous. You pay him, and then who knows what's going to happen. But he is on he has hit another gear. I'm going to show you this picture. It's just insane from the Green Bay game. But look, take a look at this. 4 sacks, tied for second in the NFL. 16 total tackles, 9 solos, 7 assists. 5.5 tackles for loss, or TFL, if you're in the business. And 6 quarterback hits. I mean, he is just doing everything. Really, the only thing, if you want to ding him, he hasn't caused any fumbles or, but I mean, come on. The guy is everywhere. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you saw this picture that Mina Kimes from ESPN put up, but look at this. Look to the right of your screen. That's 3 Packers trying to block Myles Garrett. And Mina said, I enjoyed watching the Packers form a conga line to try and stop Myles Garrett. I mean, and that's what teams are doing. We told you they were triple teaming him the other day, and there is the proof. I have never in my life have seen anything like that. Garrett is Pro Football Focus's leader when it comes to defender rankings so far this year. He has a 92.8 pass rush grade, 83 total pressures, 23% pass rush win rate, ranked 8th overall in their top 100. I mean, he is just doing everything going into this season and during this season. I mean, we can't. I'm just saying. I mean, he's proven me wrong already. He is, he is something else, and I'm so glad that he stayed with us, and then we got him the help that he needed. That help too. Now, as great as the defense have been, the offense, not so much. The unofficial depth chart, this is okay. In my never-ending quest to prove to you that the unofficial depth chart means absolutely nothing, and we would be better off if they did not put out an unofficial depth chart, DeJuan Jones is listed as our starting left tackle. So there you go. Unofficial depth chart is pointless. But the Browns are apparently looking for trade options to try and help this offensive line. They did sign off of the New England Patriots practice squad Thayer Munford Jr. Name sound familiar? Well, he was drafted out of the Ohio State University in the 7th round in 2022 by the now Las Vegas Raiders. He did start 18 games for them, but I'm telling you, if he was any good, he'd still be with them. This is just the body, folks. He's there as an emergency, probably in case somebody gets hurt this week, while they try and work a trade for somebody who can actually help us. So we'll see. But here's the thing. Looking at the offensive line, I went to Pro Football Focus and said, okay, maybe there's a glimmer of hope somewhere in here. And here's what I found. There is one thing. I'm going to tell you, there's one thing we're okay at. So PFF gives, this is so far. This is 2025. This is the season so far. Our offensive line gets a grade of 59.5, which is 27th. Not so good. Out of 32 teams. If it was like 27th out of like 1,000 teams, that would be pretty good. But there's only 32 teams in the league. Our run block grade is 50.2, which is 30th. That's not so good. Though yards before contact have been somewhat average. So 1.77 per attempt, which is 13th. So we're okay at that. But we're in a top 10 in something. I'm getting to it. So 13th in yards before contact. Pass block grade, 59.5, 27.5, with the 32.8% of dropbacks resulting in pressure. So we drop back 3 times, at least once there's pressure. We're 22nd in the league on that one, so that's not a good thing. Then the pass block win rate, 65%. But here's the thing. That's 10th. We're top 10 for pass block win rate. I don't know how. Hold on. Pro Football Focus explains. This masks, but this masks issues. Quarterbacks are pressured rapidly, and time to pressure is just 2.47 seconds, which is 20 seconds. So it's like take a step forward, take a step back. But I mean, we've got pass block win rate. Okay, we got to figure this out. We got to set our quarterback up to win. Got to quit dropping them back so far. We need quick passes, and I say we just commit to the run at least 40 times a game. We got to run the ball at least 40 times a game and stop throwing the ball so much. I think it would help our offensive line because here's your options. You got Cornelius Lucas. He's KT Levinson, he played 94% of the snaps when DeJuan Jones went out the other day. So apparently they like what they saw. And then, they'll leave him in there. But, who knows with Lucas. And then Conklin, man. If he comes back this week, which, I don't know what the AM going to be this week. First was an eye, and then it's an elbow. And so if we can get him back, I'm just going to say, I guess that'll help. So, because at least that'll take care of right tackle, and then you can just deal with left tackle. But Conklin's a factor. Hopefully we'll get him back, and we'll see what happens. Browns being criticized again by an NFL legend for the way they're handling Shedeur Sanders. We'll start with the criticism first. It's Eric Dickerson. He's doubling down. Remember, he said he's got a league source that said everybody was told not to draft Shedeur. This is Eric Dickerson saying what a league source told him. Everybody was told not to draft him. And now he's doubling down. Dickerson said, I hate to see him there, meaning Cleveland. I wish they would have cut him, let him have an opportunity to go to a better football team. He won't get a fair shot with the Browns because I don't think they really wanted him. Now, the Browns did want him because they traded 2 picks to get him. There's no doubt in my mind. They had him on their radar, and they had an area in the draft where they wanted to get him. And as soon as he got to that area, they went ahead of that area, traded 2 picks to get him because they knew Philly was interested. So they went and got him. But here's the thing I'm going to say about Shedeur and Eric Dickerson. Okay, look at what Flacco's going through right now. Could you imagine if Shedeur was out there trying to run this offense the way we're running it, play action, throwing deep onto like all this nonsense that we're watching the last 3 weeks with this offense? Can you imagine any rookie quarterback being in there? And you would ruin the game. This is what happens. This is why in Cleveland we want the rookies to sit for a little bit because they need to understand how quarterbacks get ruined here by Stefanski. And this scheme and this dropping back 8 yards with a 40-year-old quarterback and everything else that comes with it. Flacco's confidence has been destroyed. For a guy who's on his way out, not so bad. For a rookie, horrible, because you're going to destroy his career. Who knows what it did to Baker? Maybe that's why he acted the way he did. Who knows? I don't know. And now, I got people in the comments telling me, look, Watson may not be as bad as you thought he was. And I'm going, I don't know, maybe you're right. But what I saw was I saw worm burners and air balls. That's what I saw. I didn't see any confidence issues. I just saw worm burners and air balls. But with Flacco, you can see it. The confidence has gone, and I just would not want that, especially for Shedeur, a guy who has a chance to become the franchise quarterback. So, Eric Dickerson, please pump the brakes, man. Love ya. He was a stud. But just pump the brakes, man. Just give it a chance to play out. And so we're going to get to Gabriel here soon, and then we'll be to Shedeur even sooner. Deion said, he knows. He's got to know something. He said Shedeur will start at some point this season. We all can't wait for it. We'll get there eventually. But Eric Dickerson, just please be patient. But, you're entitled to your opinion. Now, one thing that never gets criticized, the viewer comments. And today we will start with Codean66, who says, Stefanski needs to give up the play calling. His offense is from 2010 and has not changed. We need to bring in a new OC with the 2020 offense. Example, Chip Kelly, Ben Johnson. Well, Ben Johnson's already accounted for. Cliff Kingsbury, Liam Cohen. The league's changed and Stefanski hasn't. Just look at the Bucs and Mayfield. Now, I cannot disagree with that. But I would say use your best assets. And right now our best assets are our 2 running backs. And I know everybody's going to say, but the offensive line. But I'm just saying, both of those guys are ticking time bombs. We talked about this earlier in the week. You saw Judkins do it on Sunday. Just keep giving the ball, and boom. It was like when Adrian Peterson was in his prime, and if you had him in fantasy, like you'd sit there and watch the game, and he'd have like 12 carries for like 19 yards or something. And you're like, great. And then 2 seconds later, you look, he's got 13 carries for 98 yards because he just broke an 80-yarder. That is what we have with Judkins and Sampson. So I think, like, if you just keep trying, just keep swimming. You ever see Finding Nemo? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Play Browns ball like guards ball, and eventually good things will happen. My opinion. And in the quick passing game. You can't be dropping back so far. Black Dog 5 says, Kevin Stefanski will not give up play calling because it's his offense. That way the OC won't be a scapegoat. Yeah, I don't see him giving up play calling because it's like, okay, so I used to work in television news. And when you work with, there are certain anchors who will never give up the chair. Like they just don't want, they're going to just, they'll never give up the anchor chair because they just, no matter how, like, off they are, right? Like whatever. They just, it's just, they don't give up the chair. And so I don't see him giving up the chair because I just don't know if he realizes what everybody else sees. I don't know. Bootstrap 529. Grizzer, you spent all summer screaming Flacco should start. He looks great. Cannon for an arm. Now you say the rookies can't do any worse. This is what we objective viewers have been screaming. Welcome to reality. Well, thank you for welcoming me in, Bootstrap. I appreciate it. Thank you for rolling out the red carpet for me. Yes, I did. I did say. 1, I wanted the rookies to sit and learn. 2, went to camp, saw Flacco, just different. Even Noah, remember? When Noah was on the show, my son, he said the same thing. We both saw the same thing, and we didn't discuss it. He just said it. But now, Flacco's confidence has been stripped of him because of the play calling and everything that has come along with it. He is so afraid to throw the ball now because he's so afraid of either getting sacked or throwing an interception that there is nothing left. If he doesn't have it up here, it's gone. And so I see it. I've seen it before. I used to do a podcast on the psychology of sports. I've interviewed a number of sports psychologists. You just know it when it's not there anymore, and it's not there with Flacco. So that is why you need to make the change, because at least you can start fresh with some confidence. I'm just still concerned that the rookies will get in there and their confidence will be destroyed too, and then we're really screwed. So, but Tennessee's their head coach, Callahan, our guy, they used to be here. The son. Remember, we had Bill Callahan, the offensive line coach. Well, Brian Callahan just gave up play calling duties because they're 0-3. So he's going to let the quarterbacks coach, Bo Hardegree, call his plays. He looks at it and he goes, look, man, I got to be the head coach. I can't do it. Why can't Kevin Stefanski do that? Just let Reese take care of the offense and call the plays, and let Stefanski just be the head coach. We're right there with this defense, man. Got to do something with the offense. Steve Whaley, the O-line sucks, and the receivers aren't doing much. Hard to say that any of the other quarterbacks would have done much better. In fact, Flacco's clock management at the end of the game was impeccable. His experience set them up to win. Yes, that is the one thing he has done so far. That's it. I mean, I don't know if the rookies would have been able to pull it off, but in my head I say, well, yeah, I'm sure they could have pulled it off because they've been in those situations before. Maybe not in the NFL, but they've been in those situations before. I mean, Gabriel spent 19 years in college, so I would think that, a couple 2-minute drives, he'd probably do something like that at some point. I mean, for the love of God. So yeah, but Flag, like, I don't know if the rookies would have done better because Stefanski is killing us. That starts with the coach for me. Starts with the coach. And we'll end it with, I love the handle. You got to use this handle when it comes in. Otto Graham, who says, we need to beat Detroit. We need to get at Goff early and shake him up. He is terrible once he gets hit a couple of times. Our defensive line hopefully is up to the task. Goff must be pressured and not given time. I agree. And they used to say the same thing about Brady. Like if you get a couple hits on Brady, it kind of would mess him up. You got to get him off his spot. Get Goff off his spot. But the thing is, they know how to run an offense. They throw quick passes. They run the ball. So it's crazy when you watch them. Like that offense is really what we should be doing 100% when you watch that offense. And so we'll see the Browns. It'll be just like, the Browns defense should be ready for them because like they're practicing against an offense that should be doing what their offense is already doing. So they have experience with it. Okay. Thanks again to everybody. 9,000 subscribers. I don't know. Maybe I should show the arms more often. My arms like it. They're like, woo, I can breathe. But I can't thank you enough. We got to get the ball out for 9,000. One bark. I'll get a bark for 9,000. And the song. Yes. Boy, the ball doesn't sound so good today. All right, and one more for you. We're going to hear that at least twice from the offense on Sunday. It's my one bold. Now you'll hear that. That's one of my bold predictions for the week. We're going to score 2 offensive touchdowns at least this week. So there we go. All right, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks so much for joining us. Go Browns! Let's get to 10,000 subscribers now. We'll see you next time.